All right, I can see the second set in the distance. You'll know what I'm talking about in just a moment. This is sacred ground, guys. You gotta go through a lot to get here. I found an old set that have been looted or salvaged and exploited throughout the years, but this is kind of protected in its natural habitat. Do you see what I'm looking at? You guys know what I'm looking at? This is sacred ground for many. Remains of an ancient culture. This is it. Here we are. This dog's going crazy. He must smell the spirits of the ancestors. Wow, look at this old tree. Pretty cool. This is Norton Mounds. I'm not really supposed to be here, I don't think. I'm not going to do any damage though. I just want to survey the scene real quick. Call me weird if you want, but there's like a strange sense of peace out here. When you don't hear the highway that's in the near distance, it's very peaceful. You hear the birds are chirping. Denali's going crazy, sniffing everything around here. There's artifacts buried under here that are over 2,000 years old. Well over 2,000 years old. They still don't know a lot about the culture that really made these here mounds. In a sense, they seem to be more advanced than the latter cultures of the late woodland period, etc. Who knows though, man? Anyway, let's go do some exploring. Alright, here's that big mound that we were looking at. I'm kind of going between these ones. In the distance there's a really large one. These mounds continue all the way over to this gravel pit. Unfortunately, the gravel pit filled in with water. A lot of the mounds have been ruined over time. It's kind of getting eroded by the movement of the water against the mounds. I come out here to survey it myself. There's a lot of smaller mounds out here too. I wish I could better document it. Oh well. I'll get out here and do some better filming next time when I bring Tyson. Tyson and I have come out here multiple times, but we never came directly to this part. We were close, very close. The deer skull tree is the entrance to this area. You guys get a load of those roots on this tree. You see this great tree growing out of the mound here? Just think. Wonder how old this tree is. This thing was a sapling probably. This tree wasn't even here when they first made the mounds. Obviously they cleared the area and excavated, had some ceremonial burials. This tree probably wasn't even here when white men first appeared in the region. She's pretty old and grand though. It might have been peeking up through this here mound. I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright guys. According to a topography thing I looked at, there's some smaller mounds out this way. I don't know if you can see through there, but that's at the edge of the water. And over here, here's that other larger mound. It's really large. I'm gonna go up the other side of it, because this is one I think they actually trenched and excavated, did some archaeological studies. That first mound is back in that direction. There's a mound right there. I swear next time I'm not bringing him. Maybe I will. He yanks my arm around when I'm trying to film and document stuff. Butthead. Yeah, there's some smaller mounds, and there's one right up to the water's edge here. I want to see if I could get there and actually document the erosion that's taking place. Yeah, if you can look, you can see some little shallow mounds over this way. These are actually part of the mound complex here. It's not really natural. And that, I believe that gravel pit's not natural either. That's something they did in later years. Like they built this highway right through the area. I'm sure they damaged them with that. And all kinds of other processes. Back in the days, they didn't care about that stuff. There's another good-sized mound complex right by downtown where the S-curve is. You know what they did to that back in the days? They flattened it. They leveled it, took all the stuff and took all the contents, and some collectors, you know, took it for their personal collections, and some stuff got sent off to museums. Some of it's actually in the Field Museum of Natural History, but a lot of it was used as landfill to fill in low areas in the area so they could, I guess, make progress. In the name of progress, let's erase and destroy this previous culture because we think ours is better. Well, I'm glad a lot of people don't. Well, a lot of people still do think that way, but at least there's a good number of people who don't, you know. You got to respect and appreciate those that came before you, you know. They could have built that highway in a different area, built upon that land. Anyway, I'm over here tripping, ain't I? I get to going, man. All right, let's see what we can find. Oh boy, that really drops down. Look at that. Boy, don't go down that hill. That other one we were at, it really dropped down and it looked like it was quite deep. You know, I've seen some old photos from the 1960s when they were excavating that large mound. And I seen this area right here, this gravel pit. I think the guys used to bathe in this here gravel pit. Guys who were doing the excavation that summer. Looks a lot different. Look at all the trash. See this little heap I'm on? I believe this is remnants of a mound. If we could get right down there to the edge, I bet we could determine that. Who knows? We might get lucky and find some projectile points or some pottery shards, remains of an old pipe or something. If so, we'll leave them where they lay. It's a respect factor. You know what I mean? Boy, if I slide down here and fall in this dang gravel pit, I'll be mad. Out here looking at the mounds, get all wet and dirty. Doity, doity. It's slippery too, it's mud. All right, here we are. We're at the base of this little one. And I don't see, well, I'm not really looking because I got this dang gone dog yanking and pulling me all over the place. Hard to explore when you got a dog pulling you all over the place. He loves getting out and about though. All right, let's get back up top. All right guys, this is part of that large mound. That one I was talking about. I believe they trenched. Let's go see if there's any remnants of that. There's a makeshift path, probably a deer trail. There's a lot of deer trails through here. Who knows? Maybe it's a nerd trail. Let's go find out. I'm on the nerd trail, the jolly nerd trail, the jolly nerd trail. Hiking down the jolly nerd trail. Yeah, that guy tie's still crazy. You know that. I'm always be crazy. Always gonna be a little bit crazy. You really can't get an idea of scale, really. Looking through this viewfinder, I don't believe. Hey guys, I just come down that trail. The Jolly Nerd Trail I was talking about. And up here in the distance, I don't know if you could tell, but there's an even bigger mound right up there. I think that's the one. Let's go check this out. Can you tell? Look, go down this trail here, but over there in the distance, there's a larger one. There's some over there too. Boy, you got me all tangled up. Let's go. All right, guys, check it out. Look at that. That's a larger mound. I don't know if you can see, but in that sunlight, you see how bad the bugs are out here? Man, they are on me like white on rice. I'll tell you what, mosquitoes, them little flies, gnats, and everything else. It's spring and it just got done flooding. This area was flooded quite bad. We're gonna make it over there, and I found some more over here. Boy, oh boy. That brother Ty be going on some adventures, don't he? Scouting out the scene for my young Ty. I know he probably would rather come with me. We like to do this stuff together, you know. First time together. Look at, there's a small mound over here. Can you see through there? That's a mound. Oh, cool little hollowed out tree. Hopefully there ain't a cool little critter gonna trip out on me. Let's go check it out. All right, here's a small mound. Right beyond this tree is a mound. You could tell. If I move slow, you probably can see the topography. And to my left, see that? That's another mound. These are actually burial mounds, guys. This is the real deal. Something you'd see on the animal show or documentary channel. And right there, you see that? That's bird crap. What do we got up here? Oh, there's some kind of bird. We're sitting up there taking a crap. I'm glad he ain't up there doing that right now. All right, here's the top of a mound, and you see how it's kind of leveled off, like it has been messed with. You know, it would be more smooth and rounded. There's that big mound in the distance. It's hard to tell because what you guys see is green trees, but you know, those are all pretty tall, small undergrowth. It's nice. If I would have came here earlier in the spring, you could see the mound shape much better. All right, I hate to do it, but I'm on top of this little mound. You see over there, that other little mound? Look at that. There's the highway. And in the distance over there, there's that water. See how big that mound is right there, boy? It's really large. Large. It's kind of peaceful back here. It's really hard to get back to this area though. The underbrush is very, very thick. There's a mound right there in front of me. Mound.